Have you noticed that sometimes your views just tank? You publish a video today and in just 2 days, 48 hours, your views just stopped completely. Why is that happening and how can you fix it? Well, this video is going to show you exactly how to do that. If you don't know who I am, my name is Michael Chibuzo. I had a faceless YouTube channel that has gotten close to 1 million views in total. So I want to show you how to start getting more views on your videos that have stopped getting views. Let's get started. So the first thing you need to understand is that the YouTube algorithm tests every video. If you're new to YouTube or your channel is quite new, then your level of testing will be very obvious because YouTube doesn't know who you are. Unlike an established channel, I have been publishing, I have been feeding YouTube a lot of data over the years. So you're still new, you get between 200 to 1,000 views, and then your views just tank. Here's what is happening. YouTube tests your video. So when you publish a video now onto YouTube, YouTube will first of all serve it to the people who have subscribed to your channel. Yes, YouTube usually, except you specifically tell YouTube by checking in when you're uploading that you should not publish it to your subscription feed, then your subscribers will likely not get it. But if you don't do that, the first people that will get your videos are those who have subscribed. Let's say you have 700 subscribers. Those 700 people, there's a likelihood that the majority of them will get a notification about that video. Although the algorithm has changed today, it's now interest-based, no longer subscription-based, but it is still very important that the people who subscribe to your channel will first get that notification either on their browse, which is on their homepage, or as a recommendation when they watch a video. So what happens is that after 48 hours, YouTube will stop pushing out your video. That initial test will likely be over. So let's say YouTube push your video to 5,000 people. YouTube wants to know out of these 5,000 impressions that we gave to you, how many people clicked your video and how many people watched for a longer time or till the very end. So your CTR, which is click-through rate, and your retention is very important to the YouTube algorithm. So what you want to do is to make sure that as YouTube gives you impression, as YouTube pushes out your video to people, that you maximize that opportunity by making sure that your thumbnail is good. But we'll get to that. So the reason why YouTube stopped testing your videos after 48 hours is because the impression they gave you, you likely did not maximize it very well. Maybe you got a click-through rate of less than 4%. There's no standard click-through rate, but as a rule of thumb, as YouTubers and content creators who want our click-through rate to be high, for me, I aim for anything 6% and above. I know that when my video hits 6% click-through rate, 7%, 8% and above, there's a likelihood that that video would outperform the average on my channel. So if the average on my channel is 5,000 views, and then I get a click-through rate of about 6% to 7% or even 8% in my latest video, there's a chance that I will get 10,000 views, 20,000 views and more on that particular video. It could also be as a result of your audience being very small. Your TAM, which is total addressable market, the number of people in your niche, in your industry that are willing to watch your video, maybe they are quite small. And then after YouTube has exhausted those people by giving impression, there are no other people that will be interested in that video. So YouTube will stop pushing it out. Imagine if you make a video today on how to start a social media agency versus when you make a video about starting an email marketing agency. Which one do you think will get more views? Well, there are more businesses and more individuals looking to start a business in the social media space than those who are looking to start a business in the email marketing space. So the total addressable market for social media is higher than email marketing. So how do you fix low views or a completely stagnant views in 48 hours? How do you fix it? Well, the first thing you need to do is to refresh the algorithm. Remember what I told you earlier, that YouTube stopped pushing out your video because YouTube deduced that, okay, people are not clicking on your thumbnail and they're not watching for longer. So what you need to do now is to give YouTube algorithm another opportunity to push out your video, to give you more impression. And how you can do that is by refreshing the algorithm. The first thing you can do is to change your packaging, which is your title. So let's say your first video was a how-to, which is search-based. You want people to search on YouTube to get your video. Now that we are refreshing the algorithm, what you can do is to change your title to be more emotional based. You want to trigger emotion. So now you can change your title to trigger emotion. So instead of how to start a small business, you can change the title to I started my small business after knowing this secret. You see the two, they are quite different titles. The first one is a how to. The people that will likely see the video are those who search for how to start a business. There will be fewer recommendations from YouTube. But when you change the title to trigger emotions, then YouTube is bound to recommend your videos when people watch a similar video, or when an audience that is interested in a video about small business watches a video, they will just recommend it, and they will also serve it on the whole thing, which is browse. So you need to refresh your title. When you change your title, you will notice that more people will become interested in that video because now you are trigger something in their mind. It's called emotional trigger. They will now be excited to click and watch the video. Even though they saw the video before and didn't take action, now they want to take action because of the new title. So the second thing you can do is to tweak your thumbnail. You don't have to redesign everything. It could be as simple as changing the text color, the placement of the objects, or whatever. Just refresh it a bit. Because if your initial thumbnail got a 5% click-through rate and you got 700 views, imagine if you make it better, make it more professional and clearer, not clever. You want to make your thumbnail clearer such that people can understand it within 3 seconds. That's the goal. But not for people to look at this thumbnail and say, wow, that's a wonderful thumbnail. That's not what you need. You want people to understand it, and then it triggers emotion and makes them to click. So if you can now get like 5.3 or 5.4 or even 6%, your views will likely double. Yes, your click-through rate may not have doubled logically, but your views will likely double. That is how the YouTube algorithm works. So another thing you can do to refresh the YouTube algorithm to get more impression and more views is to get trust signals. I came from the SEO industry, so I understand that backlinking is very important. But on YouTube, you don't build backlinks. What you do is to get some trust signals so that the algorithm understands your video better. So let's say you do shorts, and some of your shorts are getting good views every single day, and they are related to this your video that I've just spent. What you do is that you go to your shorts and then edit it and then link to this video that have been tagged. Or you go to one of your long form videos that has performed well and also relevant to your latest video that has tagged or has stopped getting views, and also link to that your new video in the description of the old video. That way, you're sending signals back to that new video such that when the algorithm, the bot, remember it's a machine, when it goes to the old video, of course, it's still sending traffic to it. When it goes there, it will see the new link to the new video, and then it will go there and also probably give it more push and impression. So this is how you can refresh your YouTube algorithm and unstop a video that has stopped getting views after 48 hours.